to take like a turn, like a little left turn real quick, because you mentioned therapy earlier in the conversation, and I want to touch on that because I'm somebody who believes in therapy, whether it's paying a therapist or having your own type of therapy or having a friend to talk to or just working out and exercising, whatever your therapy is. I believe in it, right? Because if you're stressed out, you need to do things that'll de-stress you. And a lot of people kind of look at therapy, the traditional therapy, whether it's talking to somebody in an office, like it's a negative thing. Like there's a negative annotation on it. And I don't really like to subscribe to that because if you need help or you need someone to talk to, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like a lot of people like to look at it like, I don't need a like the idea is in society is I don't need a therapist. I'm not crazy. I'm perfectly fine, right? But my take is, why do I need a therapist? Why do I have to be crazy to need a therapist?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like how I look at it. So I want to hear your take on therapy for, you could either take it from a personal perspective or from somebody from the LGBTQ, however you want to tackle it. Like, how do you feel about therapy?
Just in general, I think therapy is great. Like, one of my best friends goes to therapy, and she always tells me, I think you should go, like, just to, like, talk. I think it would really help you. When I was younger, I was scared of it just because I thought it was going to brainwash me and basically say, like, you're not supposed to feel like a man. You're supposed to, like, be a woman. You're supposed to be a girl. But growing up, I realized you don't have to be crazy. Like, you can just go talk to someone, and like you said, it could be a friend. It doesn't have to be a therapist. You don't have to pay money to someone to listen to your problems and like prescribe you with like a whole bunch of drugs. Like, you can go to anyone you feel comfortable to and just talk. Like, even this, I'm just very comfortable. I'm very open about like me, who I am, my problems and everything. And like sometimes that's bad. So I've learned growing up to like hold certain things back, but still be open enough to like relate to people, to be able to like talk about my problems and like get through them, whether it be on my own at that time or like know when to talk about them. And so I think therapy is good. Working out, like you said, was huge for me just because like I was in my zone when I worked out. I was very focused. I was very concentrated. And that's basically like an outlet for people too. Also, like, there's different outlets like music. Right. Like, if I was musically talented, I'd probably do music.
Or listening to music alone.
Yeah.
Help you finding artists that you could really.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I listen to music, depending on my specific mood, like I know an artist that I want to listen to if I feel some type of way, and artists can help you get through things with the things that they say, and that's one form of therapy. But another reason why I think the traditional type of therapy is, the reason why I don't understand why it's so looked down upon is because like there are therapists where if you have anxiety, they will tell you what to do to calm that anxiety down. There are therapists out there that'll help you with anger problems. Like they are techniques. They are professionals, and I don't really subscribe to the fact that you're crazy. If you need a therapist, you're crazy, or you have a problem. If you need, like, therapy can be anybody. Whether if you have anger issues, no issues at all. Like, you know, it's just interesting that you mentioned therapy because that's kind of something that I look at in society, and I'm always looking at it like, why are we looking at all these people who have therapists as crazy people? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand it because a lot of times, especially when you get older, think about it. You get into a relationship. A lot of times in your relationship, people, whether you subscribe to this or not, you lose a lot of your friends.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times when you have free time, when you're not working, when you're not sleeping, playing video games, whatever, you want to be with your significant other rather than your friends.
Yeah.
So imagine being older and going through life, and now you grew up with 10 friends in high school, and now you're in college, you have 5, and then now that you're 25, you have 1, and now you have kids and just a husband. You don't have that many friends. Who can you talk to besides your husband, like, and besides your kids? And I think it's something that shouldn't be looked down upon. Like, honestly, I think it's just crazy that people look at therapy and say you're crazy for having a therapist, or you have to be nuts to have, or you have to have a problem to have a therapist. It doesn't make really doesn't make much sense to me. But whatever.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, my best friend, like, she's not crazy. I'm not just saying that because she's my best friend. Like, she's really not crazy. She just has a lot of, like, things going on with, like, her family and, like, college because she graduated early, and like it's just very stressful for her, and like her job, like she's just very stressed out, so she needs that person to talk to. And like every teenager, like young adult, like we all get depression one time in our life, like a few maybe in our life. We all have anxiety because of all like the stress that we get at a young age to do good, get good grades, to get into a good college, to get a great job, like
Everyone's
you know what I mean?
built differently, you know.
Exactly. And like the reason why, like for people transitioning, for therapy for them, basically, it's to make sure you're not going to change your mind. It's to make sure like you're set on this, you know what, like you know what I mean? It's like to make sure you know what's going to happen.
Because when you do something like that, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Like, once you transition, it's like.
Yeah.
You can transition back, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's another process right there. So
Yeah.
It's like having a therapist, and that makes sense.
Exactly. Like there is a thing called detransitioning where basically